Luis, how hard was it to kind of settle back in after the air and then the hit batter, and especially with a team that makes a lot of contact?
¿Qué tanto fue no tranquilizarte un poco después de ese error, pegarle al bateador, especialmente con un equipo así que le gusta pegarle mucho, no la pelota?
Bueno, sabe que los errores son parte del juego. Y ese pelotazo, yo no quería dar ese pelotazo y mala mía, por decir, a mí que le di duro. Entonces, nos mantuvimos lo más que uno pueda enfocado en el juego. No nos salió las cosas como queríamos. Sabe que es un equipo que tiene mucho contacto. Ellos hoy, todos los batazos pudieron ir por el lado donde no había jugadores y le convino mucho a ellos.
Yeah, I think errors are part of the game. Even the hit by pitch, obviously it wasn't my intention, and my bad, because I feel like that was a pretty hard ball there. But I think especially with this team, you try to do your best to just focus and lock in. But a team like this that does like to make contact, I felt like every ball that they hit, went right to a spot where there was no players there. So you gotta just give it credit to them.
Does that make it more difficult that so many of the hits that they had were like on the ground, basically?
Eso lo hace más difícil, que ya que varios de los patazos que ellos dieron, la pelota nunca fue puro en el piso.
Sí, eso es difícil, a pesar que un equipo, como dije anterior, que hace mucho swing, mucho contacto, se hace un poco difícil, que entonces ahí nosotros tenemos que trabajar extra, a pesar de la rutina que llevamos, trabajar extra para que podamos dominar un equipo así como ellos.
Yeah, it makes it a little more difficult. Like I said, this is a team that likes to swing a lot and make it a lot of contact. So you kind of have to work a little extra, apart from the routine that you already come in here, you got to work a little extra to try to control and dominate them, and, in the zones that they're best at.
That throw from Canzone to Garver at the plate, just how close was it from his vantage point?
Ese tiro de Canzone a Garver ahí en el plato, ¿qué tan cerca se vio de tu punto de vista?
Bueno, yo lo vi, yo estaba cerquita y lo vi bastante cerquita. Bueno, él pudo poner la mano a tiempo de que Garver le pueda tocar con el guante, y le doy el mérito que pues pudo correr la base bastante bien.
Yeah, I was closer. I was able to watch from close, but yeah, it seemed like a close call. I mean, he was able to get his hand in there before Garver tagged him with the glove. But yeah, you got to give a guy like that all the merit, of getting in there and being able to score.
So with this kind of game, is this one that you kind of look at the film, see what the problems or the issues were, or is this one you're able to just kind of flush away at this point?
So un juego como nomás es un juego que ves un poco los videos, que sucedió en este juego, y ya nomás para el siguiente día pues ya quedó en el pasado.
Bueno, claro que sí, ya no podemos hacer más nada, ya el juego pasó, no podemos ir atrás para arreglar el error, solamente seguir trabajando, seguir la rutina como lo estamos haciendo y prepararnos para la próxima salida.
Yeah, I mean, you can't really change anything, you can't really go back in time and, fix some of the things, but what you can do is just see, fix it, fix some things, continue working on your routine, and just, keep looking forward.
Thanks, Luis.
Luis, thank you.
Incredible effort from our guys again today. To come back from 2-0 against Kelly, who was throwing the ball really, really well. He had really good stuff today. The changeup was moving, to be able to get a couple runs against him there to kind of tie things up, and then coming back again in the extra innings with the home run by Randy. Again to tie it back up in the 10th. Huge, and just weren't able to come out on top of this one today, but a great effort on all our part and all those guys' part, and I think that Louis had a lot of deep counts early in the ball game, pushed his pitch count up, and that was kind of a tough break on our part, but I think threw the ball, got us to the point of only allowing the 2 and gave us a chance to win late, and bullpen threw the ball really well. a lot of soft contact there in the extra innings, and balls found holes, and that was kind of the difference.
And the seventh inning, I mean, you get the 2 off Kelly in the sixth, seventh, you have the bases loaded. What? I guess you couldn't have asked for any more than that in the top of your order coming up there.
Yeah, again, I thought the lefty made some good pitches in that inning, and with 1 out, really, pitched us tough, and was able to get Randy and Cal there, left the guy stranded, but still had some opportunities. Still had a couple of innings left. Just weren't able to get to the rest of the bullpen, but created some traffic. We really did a good job of that late, getting guys on some really good at bats, and just weren't able to get them in.
Coming off Castillo's last start in Sacramento, what was the difference maybe between being able to finish off those at bats and then going a bit deeper, like you said?
Yeah, they were able to get just a piece of some of those pitches and foul them off and continue to kind of continue the at bat. Sometimes that's the way it goes, and he just wasn't able to get those guys to chase as much and able to get a piece of it, and that's really the difference. That's what I think pushed him to 3-2 several times, and that's what pushed that pitch count up pretty quickly.
He was a guy that going into the break had really pretty heavy splits between home and away. What is it about his game that you think kind of, or approach maybe, your arsenal or whatever leads could lead to having such good numbers here?
He's when he's going well, he's using the 4-seam and the 2-seam and throwing that changeup and using the sweeper, sparingly as well, especially against the righties. But that 4-seamer at the top, the 2-seamer at the bottom, he gets a lot of contact on the 2-seam and swing and miss on the 4, and that's a really good combination, and that's I think, especially in our ballpark, that plays very, very well.
What did you like about the matchup for Legumina in the 11th there, as opposed to maybe some of the other options you had in the bullpen?
They had several righties in there, and then Duran was in the game as well. So just felt like that was a spot for legs, and we knew we had Fergie there towards the bottom if we got into the lefties. But again, I thought Lego threw the ball well. It's just they were able to get enough soft contact on them that broke open some holes, and they were able to push them across.
We don't see 0 for 5 from Cal very often. Just in general, where do you feel like he's at right now?
He's fine. He's in a good spot. Just one of those days for him, and we all have those days, that's going to happen. It's baseball, and I think he's fine. He's just one of those tough ones today.
Kind of similar for Gino. I mean, he's had so much going on these past couple days and so much in the crowd. What do you see out of him to sort of to keep it even, I guess?
Yeah, again, it's the way the game is, and I thought his at bats were good, he puts up a great at bat. We were able to get some guys on. It just didn't go our way, he always puts up a good at bat. He always fights. He always battles, and today was no exception to that. And we just come back tomorrow, and we put it on DeGrom.
Yeah, I think some people, not you guys, but some people saw the additions that you guys made at the trade deadline and said this team's going to sail. And I think you've been around long enough to know it's not that easy. How much of a grind is this going to be for the rest of the season?
It's baseball, so you got to go out and do it, and you can't just talk about it. You got to go actually do it and execute it, and our guys have been, and I think for whatever reason, when we get together with Texas, we tend to play some close games, and we did it back at their ballpark. We had 3 extra inning games, so this was a team that is a very deep lineup, like we've talked about, and definitely love the way we stack up as we go forward, and this is something. This was just a tough one today, just because it was extra innings and whatnot. But our guys battled and our guys fought, and that's what you asked for, and they delivered on that today.